actually back in studio. It's so very exciting. Hello, my name is Takara McCullough, and you are listening to the Monkees podcast. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And today, as our co-host, we have a guy I know, Neil Schweitzer.
Hello. Not promoting anything.
Nope.
Just knew you were doing this and said, hey, when can I be a guest?
I was like, sure, Neil, you can come by. You're my friend.
So,
Yeah.
no actual promotion.
No credits.
No credits.
Let's see, Neil's credits. Funny guy I know. Very nice to me in college. Good friend since. Has a very nice wife you will meet later, listeners.
Yeah, she'll be on a later episode.
Good dad. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
that's all.
That's
all Neil's good for everybody.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't do the math for how long we've known each other. Just don't do the math.
Yeah, we've known each other for years.
Yeah.
That's a funny joke.
Yes.
Everybody does that one, right?
Yeah, and there will be times probably in this where I will probably go to my old man voice and back in my days,
So yeah, stay tuned for some old Gen X humor, everybody. Some old Gen Xers.
Apologies.
Up in the biz. All right, so honestly, I really should for real introduce you. But really, that's it, people.
Yeah,
There's no real introduction.
There's nothing you need to know about me other than I've known Takara for a long time.
Yes.
And
we went to college together. He was in the theater department. I believe we met because I was doing costumes for Whoosh. I can't remember the name of the show. And like your little sword thing wouldn't stay on. And you kept coming backstage to like help sew this back in.
Was this?
And I was like trying to, I don't know what I'm doing.
Was this that weird restoration comedy?
Yeah, it was
that we were
yes.
doing? Okay. Yeah. I think it was Country Wife.
Yes, the Country Wife. And I was just like, okay. I'm like, I don't know what I'll just sew some things.
None of us knew what we were doing.
And then
if we're going to be honest, none of us really knew what we were doing.
But he was so nice about me not knowing what the heck I was doing. And I was so scared. I was a freshman, I think. And yeah, that's Neil. Another thing I remembered.
Me. Yeah.
Do you remember? Okay. Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, everybody. This is just going to be like college reunion episode. All right.
The memories are going to come flooding back.
Do you remember when, like, who was it? Was it like the Shakespeare people came to visit the college? Was it like the Royal Academy or somebody? Some fancy British people came to Whittier.
I remember one person.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember like I don't remember a group of people. That may have been after I graduated.
No, you were there because you were telling me the story about these fancy British people.
Okay.
That came to see one of your theater classes. I was not in any of the theater classes. Well, I took a few, but anyway.
Okay.
And I remember they watched you do a scene or something.
Okay.
And one of them, they were talking to you individually and like giving you notes. And one of them couldn't remember your name. And they said, you, the sexy one.
Yes. I remember. Her first name was Barbara. That's what I remember.
Yes.
That's what I remember. Is her first name was Barbara. She was a British actress. She was coming to do something at the Shannon Center where she talked about the Globe Theater and its history and stuff like this.
Okay.
So she watched us do the show that Chris Williams wrote about pledging.
I don't think I saw that.
Okay, yeah. But Chris Williams wrote it. It was his original work, and we did our little scene from it. And we're going through, and she's saying, "Okay, these people," and she goes, "And him, Loverboy, sexy." And I did one of these. I looked over my shoulder.
Like who?
Wait, me? What? Who are you talking about?
Of course, it was you, Neil.
So,
but I remember you being so pleased.
But that was back in my mullet phase as well.
Oh, but yeah, mullets were sexy.
Yeah, well,
it was a good look.
Yeah, that's true. I got married in one. No apologies.
Did you?
I did. Yeah. You were there for that, weren't you? You sang at our wedding. Takara sang at our wedding, by the way. And just, she talks about, these people do this. Takara sings, and Takara kills it when she sings.
Oh, thank you so much.
She's got such a good voice. It's when we were talking about, who can we have perform at our wedding and stuff like this, we immediately went, Takara. Takara can sing at our wedding.
Thank you.
So
it was an honor and a pleasure.
It was great, and she killed it.
And Neil had a mullet.
And I had a mullet.
And it was great. Okay.
And an earring.
Speaking of hair, we're at the end of season 1 of the Monkees. This is the last disc.
This is the last episode of season 1?
This is the last disc.
Oh, okay.
But we're getting ready to move out of this straight-haired Mickey phase. And I am so excited to
for Perm Mickey.
For curly-haired Mickey.
We're moving into Perm Mickey,
which
aren't
is
we?
Superior Mickey.
Okay.
That is the best Mickey.
Perm Mickey with his moo-moo.
Yeah, where they get all psychedelic in the second season. They're like, we're going to do it our way. Woo, we're rebels. And then they get all crazy.
Yeah, where they're actually...
of the time.
Well, when they were actually doing everything except telling Don Kirshner to go do things to himself, you know?
Oh, so good. Yeah. All right. So, but yeah, this whole like remote thing, we've gone through like 2 discs without using YouTube clips or videos. It's a bummer.
Well, the good thing about YouTube though is I've gone down a bit of a monkey rabbit hole.
Yeah.
With stuff lately. Found the alternate recording of Girl That I Knew Somewhere, where Mike Nesmith sang lead vocals.
Oh yeah, I think I have that somewhere. Right? Yeah.
And we were listening to one other day, and it was they said, "Oh, hey, we got these unreleased things that they've been sharing with the internet." And I heard one of them like that bass line. It wasn't the song, but the bass line was from "You Just May Be the One," boom, 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 right? And I heard that, and I was like, and they were singing something else, and I'm like, no,
doesn't fit.
I'm like, play that again, because they reused that bass line for something else.
I'll have to find that.
And yeah, I mean, the internet has been real good for that.
That's good.
Going down that rabbit hole of previously unreleased stuff.
That is nice. And I shared yesterday, a few weeks ago, listeners. I can't remember this lady's name. This singer lady. She made this awesome video of herself as all of the Monkees.
Oh, did she?
It is so good. She does this melody. I mean, she like re-recorded. She recorded her a medley of Monkee songs, and then she made a video with it of her as the Monkees.
Mm-hmm.
It's perfection.
Is it good?
She is so disinterested as Mike. It's so good.
Which was kind of what Mike was there at the end. Is like he was phoning it in.
I'm just here.
So I had a question for you. Mm-hmm. When did you discover them? When was your Monkee awakening? I should say.
All right. So
because this is something that you've been doing this podcast now for what, a couple of years.
Oh no. That's my reaction. Right? Oh no.
But you're coming up on about 2 years, right?
I thought we just did 1 year.
Okay.
I don't know.
Maybe I got the time wrong.
Time is
like I thought you started like late, like December 2019 or something.
Probably. You're probably right.
Okay.
Just time has lost all meaning
because
for me.
Because I went back and I'm listening to some of this. I'm like, okay, what's going to be expected of me here? Right. How much attention am I going to need to pay? And
so I was into the Monkees on their, what was it? The 25th anniversary is when they started showing them on MTV.
Right.
So I was like 12.
Okay.
13.
Okay.
I was around 12 or 13.
So MTV was your big...
MTV. I'm the MTV generation fan.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was watching them on MTV, I had a vague memory of seeing them on reruns as a little kid. So I remember they were kind of on...
They were, because I was... my Monkee exposure was about 1975, 76, which I would have been like 4 or 5. And one of the local Chicago affiliates was playing them as after school program.
Right.
And so, so the boys were getting some syndication money there. So,
yeah, they should after like 1 billion episodes that they filmed. So weird.
Yeah. So, you'd come home and after school from like, 3 to 3:30, the Monkees would be on for, every day of the week. And so you knew who they were.
Right. I only remember I remember Davey and the stars in the eyes thing.
Yep.
That's what I remember from as being a little kid.
Yep.
And then when I was watching them as a preteen, then I was like, oh, this is genius. This is the best comedy I've ever seen. These are the cutest boys I've ever seen. I love this.
Yeah.
And then like I had a keyboard. I had a Casio keyboard.
Yep.
And I would bring my Casio keyboard out and like figure out how to play the songs. And so I would play my Casio keyboard along with the Monkees episodes.
Okay, see, I don't... No, I mean, to give you an idea, I don't have the brain capacity to make my hands do one thing while I'm watching something and hearing something. I could sing along with them, and, that was fine, but, I'm going to figure out how to play it as I watch it. I'm not that talented.
No, but it's not that hard, because here's the thing, everybody.
Yes, it is.
Pop music is not that hard.
Just got to get the chords down.
Yes, that's it. You figure out, if I put one finger on this key, the other finger on this key. Oh, I just did it. Oh, that's how the song goes. I just like put one finger here, and then I move this pattern up. Okay. Oh, move this pattern down. Yeah, that's when I realized, pop music is easy.
Okay.
oh, I could do this.
So was it just the Monkees you brought your Casio keyboard out, or was it anything on MTV?
Well, anything on MTV. Like I would we had a piano
okay.
in the house. So I can like roll the piano in front of the TV. But like I would figure out things. Like my sister was really into the Police.
Okay.
And I remember the end of what is that? The not Black Hole Sun. That's not the Police. It's
that's Soundgarden.
Yes. There's a little black spot on the sun today. Same old thing as yesterday.
King of Pain.
King of Pain. I remember figuring out like the melody to King of Pain on the piano.
Oh, okay.
I'm just like, hey, look what I could do. Yeah. Or was like, oh my gosh, you're a genius, my daughter, And I was like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's when I realized, oh, pop music is easy.
Okay.
Guys, everybody, pop music is easy. Anybody listening can do it. It's not that hard.
Just get your chords.
Get your chords. All right. Let's get to what we're doing. All right, so here we go. We're still in season 1. We're on disc 4, and we get to watch the Blu-ray today, which is very exciting. However, we are watching the episode called Monkee's Chow Mein. Okay. So, I'll just read this. Episode 26, okay. Monkee's Chow Mein. What is that? March 13, 1967, directed by James Frawley, written by Gerald Gardner, and Dee Caruso. Produced by Robert Rafelson and Bert Schneider. Associate producer Ward Sylvester, a Raybert production. When Peter takes an extra fortune cookie from the child, I can't read this. No, I can read I don't want to say the words. When Peter takes an extra fortune cookie from the China Boy Club restaurant.
Wow.
The Monkees get tangled up in a fiendish plot to unleash the deadly doomsday bug. Okay, that was okay. I need a moment.
I need to see that.
The China Boy Club.
The China Boy Club.
I thought it was going to be like the China Boy restaurant.
No.
And I was like, oh, that's bad.
It's the China Boy Club. So not only are we culturally insensitive, not only are we going to see Anglo actors dressed up as Chinese people, but the restaurant is the China Boy Club.
I don't want to know what that means. We're just going to move on, everybody. All right, production notes. Monkee's Chow Mein was filmed in January 1967. Screen Gem's original script synopsis featured an alternate ending in which the Monkees battle such unusual combatants as charging rhinos. Oh, okay. I'm reading this. I didn't write this. Whooping Indians.
Yeah.
And a farm of itch-inducing ants. At the show's close, the Monkees were to be arrested for changing into their Monkee Men costumes in a phone booth. Song, Your Auntie Griselda, Diane Hildebrand, and Jack Keller.
Is Your Auntie Griselda the song in this episode?
Yes.
Oh, Takura.
I love it.
It's Peter's song.
I know it is. I know. You don't have to tell me. I know. But I gotta tell you,
I purposely did not look at anything on this episode because I wanted it to be a surprise, right? But now that I know that they're singing Auntie Griselda, it's unfortunate that we're not going to be recording during this because I'm going to sing along.
Okay, all right. Everybody sing along at home.
Oh yeah. I want to sing Auntie Griselda. We're gonna sit here and learn how many Monkee songs take up brain space. I can't remember birthdays or anything. That's what I have Facebook for. But right. Monkee songs are instant recall.
Right there.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to need a break after reading that synopsis. All right, everybody. We will see you after Monkee Chow Mein. Oh, okay. So, everybody, I'm really sorry about this episode. That was a lot.
One big blanket apology just going out.
Really sorry. AAPI, Stop Asian Hate, a Follow the Den Show project on Instagram. I'll put up some links to make up for this because this is, it's even worse. I remember it being bad. I was like, oh, gee, this isn't great. I thought as a 13-year-old in the 80s, I just thought this isn't great.
This is really kind of bad.
And then a few years ago, I watched it again on YouTube and I was like, oh man, this is bad. And now seeing it in Blu-ray.
Oh. The high definition horribleness.
Vivid,
it was,
vivid and bright.
Oh yes.
This was a lot.
It really was.
If you watched this, I'm sorry. If you haven't seen it, I don't think you need to.
Yeah. I was going to keep a cringe tally and I stopped after 8.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm gonna miss the rest of the episode because I'm gonna be too busy marking down the number of times I cringed at this.
Yeah, like I felt at the end, I felt my shoulders go down and I relaxed. I was like, it's over.
Yeah. Mid to late 60s.
Okay, so we start off
racial jokes.
Oh, we start off just right off the bat with a gong.
Yeah.
And the stereotypical Asian music.
Yeah, the dun 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 dun. Yeah.
That right off the bat. Just like they're not surprised. There's no surprises.
They dive right into the deep end on that.
Here's what you're getting.
Yep, here you go. And I'd like to point out our main bad guy.
Yes, Dragon Man.
Dragon Man is played by Joey Foreman.
Yes, Joey Foreman.
Joey Foreman, who's done a lot of 60s TV to Get Smart and stuff like this. And if you pull up Joey Foreman's IMDb photo, it shows him in Get Smart as an Asian character.
Right. Was that like his specialty or something?
No, I don't know.
But that's his IMDb photo.
Oh. Yeah, that's his IMDb photo. And so go look up Joey Foreman, and this particular Asian man photo is just a little less offensive.
Oh, yeah.
It's a little less offensive than what he was in for the Monkees episode.
It's mild compared to what we saw.
I did a little digging on Joey here on the IMDb, and it said he did a stage act with Mickey Rooney, who is famous for doing the Breakfast at Tiffany's Japanese man,
right?
That we all cringe at now. And I'm thinking, did he steal it from Mickey?
Yeah, did they compare notes? They're like, hey.
He's like, hey, I saw Mickey do this at Breakfast at Tiffany's,
Mickey, give me some tips, man.
How do I play an offensive Asian stereotype?
Oh boy, I would compare them, but I don't want to watch it.
No. But if you've seen Breakfast at Tiffany's,
Yeah, you know what we just saw.
You know who he is. Yeah. So that was one of the things I was wondering. Is like, did he steal it from Mickey, or did Mickey steal it from him? Yeah.
Oh man,
who's the brains behind the bad Asian stereotype, and who's the thief?
Oh no. Is there a club? Is there a third member that we just haven't encountered yet?
I don't know. I didn't want to dive too deep, because then suddenly I'm on a watch list.
Yeah. Don't want that in your search history.
No.
By the way, what was his name? Joey Foreman?
Joey Foreman.
Joey Foreman's family. Can you get on that IMDb? Like change that picture?
Yeah.
Do you really want that?
There's got to be a better one of him where he's not playing an Asian stereotype.
Yeah.
You hope?
Get something else up there. That's not what you want as his legacy, do you?
No, not really.
All right. Okay. So we start the episode with the gong, and the boys are in the Chinese restaurant, and people have pointed out online that it looks like they're on a double date because, and it's true, because Peter and Mike are sitting right next to each other.
Yes.
And then Davey and Mickey are sitting right next to each other. Yes. And I don't know if it's like the limitations of 60s television. Like we got to keep you in the two-shot.
That would be my guess, but
they are right on each other.
Because, you got the one camera set up that shoots Mickey and Davey, and then you got the one camera that shoots Mike and Peter.
Right.
So I'm sure that more of it has to do with logistics of filming than to possibly suggest. And the reason I'm going to say this is because they went out of their way to offend everybody else.
That's true.
That I don't think it was in their mind that, hey, the one group that we're not going to make fun of.
Yeah.
No, in the 60s. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, they're on a double date. And Pete's going to town with his doggy bag, which is huge. Yeah. It's like a giant tote bag.
It's like he ordered 2 takeout meals.
Yes.
And then literally he's doing everything short of putting the bag at the end of the table and just sweeping his arm and sweeping it all in. Which I think would have made a great visual gag.
Yeah, that would have been a nice way to.
I think that would have made a great visual gag, and I think Peter could have pulled it off.
Oh, he could have. Yeah. I wonder why they didn't do that.
Yeah.
So it's going there, and there's some jokes there. I just wrote down cute Peter because this really is Peter at his cutest this whole episode, even though it's a terrible episode. Just fast forward. Put it on mute. That's a suggestion. Just put this on mute.
No, because you still got the visual.
Yeah, but just fast forward. Put it on mute and fast forward. Yeah. And just watch Peter this episode because that's great.
I watch the guys this episode.
Yeah, the boys.
Watch the boys this episode because, and there are certain other things. The BJ Honeycutt Mike Farrell, who shows up as a CIA tough guy. What's hilarious is because you've seen Mike Farrell now. If you've seen MASH and BJ Honeycutt, you know what a big old teddy bear he is.
Right.
And he's just trying to be this big, tough CIA guy.
He's so stern.
Yeah, he's so stern. You're like, I don't buy it.
Like, you're cute.
I don't buy it. You gotta write home to you have to write home to your wife and daughter now, don't you?
Right. You're adorable.
That's
we
what
know
you're doing
you.
after this.
Oh boy.
And the CIA.
Okay, we'll get there. All right. I really had trouble taking notes. Again, maybe, you know what? Maybe I'm just bad at my podcast now. Maybe that's what it is. I keep making excuses as to why I'm bad at taking notes. But this was hard.
This was hard because it's hard to cringe and write at the same time.
So then we get another gong. There's some cute jokes in there about
there's so many gongs. And
then we gong and we go backstage.
I mean, literally, Chuck Barris should have just come out. Chuck Barris should have just showed up in the corner every time. Like, yep, this skit's over. Go.
Yeah, go. Next, gong.
Next scene, gong.
Oh, and then that Gene, the dancing machine comes out.
I love Gene. I love Gene, the dancing machine.
So good.
I love Gene, the dancing. There's a YouTube video to go find when Gene, the dancing machine comes out because everybody loses their mind. And it's wonderful.
Those good times. Good times. All right.
Yes.
And now to these times.
And again, not at all racist.
So we go. I wrote backstage. That's not. I guess. What do you call the back of the restaurant? I don't know where they are.
The kitchen.
But it's not the kitchen.
No, it's the office or something.
Okay, they're
in
the
back office.
Office, okay. And that's where Dragon Man is. I don't even know what I wrote down here. Dale. I don't know where I wrote down here. So we have Joey Foreman.
Do you have a friend named Dale? Dale, please. I'm sorry. Are you apologizing to somebody named Dale?
Dale. I met you once. I remember we talked about stereotypes in film and TV, and I thought, you know what, Dale, sorry. So we see Joey Foreman, and he is fully decked out in like your classic Fu Manchu style. Yeah. Just
complete with a weird mustache. Yeah. Complete with it. I mean,
they've done something horrible to his eyes,
and which our podcast person Jake here pointed out to us. This is some things aren't good in Blu-ray definition, and seeing bad Asian makeup.
Oh boy!
I mean, first off, the stuff around his eyes did not match his skin tone.
No.
Second off, you could see his actual eyelid under the Asian one on the right side.
Gross. Is that why I was like trying not to look?
Probably. You could see, because I could see him blink.
Ew. It was like a dog with like a secondary.
It's like those weird dolls where like the one eye just kind of wonks out on you.
Oh, like a haunted doll.
Yeah, and that couldn't have been comfortable.
Oh boy,
that couldn't have been comtable. But he was playing it for the laugh, boy. He was playing it for the laugh.
He was selling those jokes.
He was selling the laugh, and the two henchmen, which we should mention, one was
just a white dude,
and the other one was an Asian dude.
Didn't get many lines.
Who got what, 3 lines?
Yeah, he got some good lines. I really, the more I watch this, the more I watch him, and the more I go, you did a good job.
Yeah.
You were going through it with this episode, but you were like, I'm going to get this paycheck and I'm going to represent.
Gig's a gig. A gig's a gig.
I'm going to sell these lines. And oh man, Chang. His name was Chang.
And something else that I'd like to point out, because the whole gist of the episode is the Chinese restaurant is actually a front for a spy organization.
Right.
And they had the stereotypical Asian spies all wearing sunglasses.
That I kind of liked. They all looked really cool.
But here's how horrible I'm thinking is like, are these people actually Asian, or did they just get some dark-haired people and put sunglasses on them?
Oh, Neil, what a horrible valid thought.
But it's like, well, because we have this thing in the Chinese restaurant and we put out the casting call and 5 Asian dudes showed up.
No,
so
that is a valid thought, but I really do think they were all Asian.
Okay.
Because they put out the call and like every Asian actor in the Southland said
you hope
job.
You hope so.
Thank you.
You hope so.
And then they're like, oh, I get no lines and I'm just in the background of this racist script. Great, thanks. Yeah. But they're there. God bless them.
By the way, here's my Screen Actors Guild number. Yeah. Yeah.
This episode. Okay.
There's like I said, after 8 cringes, I just stopped keeping track. It was.
Yeah, I do like that they all had that. But you know what? I'm making excuses for this episode. They got to look cool in their sunglasses, and they weren't dressed horribly.
No,
like
they were dressed in black suits.
They had like dresses.
Black
there
glasses.
were some women there with like cool beehives and stuff.
Yeah, in the cool 60s black clothes chic. It looked good, but
they got to look good.
They got to look good because everybody else looked
terrible,
really bad.
Okay, so yeah. Dragon Man is talking about, we put the formula, the pieces of the formula in the fortune cookie, so all the spies will get a piece of it and something or whatever,
and move it wherever they need to move it.
Right, and
but we go back to Peter shoveling stuff into the doggy bag again.
Right, and then he's
shoveling all the fortune cookies. Right,
fortune cookies aren't that good, Peter. They're not that good.
Well, and the thing is, at the beginning, Mike says everybody knows that you don't have a dog to feed these fortune cookies to.
And Peter says, "Who told him?"
Yeah, it's like, I'm like, look, I think like if we have Chinese food and there's a fortune cookie, which is completely American invention,
right? San Francisco.
Yeah. So, and I crack one up. I'll take one bite of a fortune cookie, and that meets my fortune cookie needs for about a month.
Right. Nobody's like,
I'm
yum, yum.
Yeah,
fortune cookies.
Gotta have more of these. Crunch, 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 crunch.
They're so delicious.
Yeah.
They're never flavored like anything.
No.
Okay.
And everybody knows the really good cookies at the Chinese restaurant are the almond ones.
Yes. Right. Yeah. Put some almond flavor in them fortune cookies, then maybe we'll talk.
Yeah.
All right. So Peter sees them bringing out more fortune cookies. These are the spy cookies, and he's like, haha. And so he just like starts taking he takes one of those
off the waiter's.
he's got this beautiful dish.
The plate that the waiter has, and Peter just reaches over,
just swipes it
like some colonizing white butthead, and decides he's going to take all the fortune cookies.
Peter, no.
And he's like, nope, those are mine.
And then he's immediately surrounded by all the spies. And he yells, Mike. He's so scared, and he calls for Dad, which is Mike.
Okay, so I have a theory, and I don't know if it's been mentioned on earlier podcasts, but I think the Monkees are in the vein of the Marx Brothers.
Yes.
Okay.
They do a lot of Marx Brothers stuff.
Mike is our Groucho figure.
Okay.
Okay, because he'll, he verbalizes and he, the verbal jabs, and he gets them in, and he kind of deadpans it too. Mickey is the Chico.
Okay.
Because he's kind of weird and crazy and talented.
Yes.
Peter is Harpo.
Huh. Okay.
And Davy is Zeppo.
Okay.
Because originally Zeppo's job in the Marx Brothers was he was the leading man, dude.
He was
and they helped him out or somewhat, kind of. So my theory is this is the comedy writers were looking at this and say, well, how would the Marx Brothers handle this in 30 minutes? And kind of went with it that way. And I think they kind of grew into that.
That makes sense.
I think they grew into that as the series went on.
Yeah, that does make sense. I'm not that familiar with the Marx Brothers, so I can't really say.
The episode that makes me think of it the most is Versus the Machine.
Oh, right.
Backing up to when Peter goes to take the computer interview, and the computer confuses him, and then Mike goes back and confuses the computer.
Right, you're right. Yes, that is
that's a very Groucho thing to do.
Interesting.
So, I think so.
Since they were based on the Beatles and the Beatles movies, did the Beatles movies also have a Marx Brothers element to it?
I don't think so. The Beatles, because the Beatles are, I don't know. Honestly, I think with the Beatles movies, the producers are like, we don't know what to do with these guys. Have them sing, have them run.
Yes, that's all I remember.
Have them sing and have them run, sing their hit songs. And move on. Much like they did with Elvis Presley in the 50s and the 60s. Have Elvis show up, have him sing, have him move on, and he gets the girl at the end. He doesn't. What was the old Eddie Murphy delirious line? Elvis couldn't act, so they just said, let him sing all his dialogue.
Right.
So
right.
So.
Huh.
So I don't.
Something to think about.
Because the Beatles were actually a band first.
Yeah.
And not a comedy act.
True.
Whereas the Monkees were a comedy act first and then a band. So
right.
That's, I don't know. Yeah. That's my thought on it.
All right. What are your thoughts? Listeners, let us know at Monkees Podcast or at monkeespodcast.com. I got real quiet there. Sorry. No. Listeners, what do you think? At Monkees Podcast or monkeespodcast.com. There. See, I wasn't quiet. Okay.
I think you're, having these weird guys on that actually have nothing to promote is a problem, but okay.
I need engagement. You know, I gotta engage the fans. I gotta get something going.
You're inviting college friends now. You're scraping the bottom of the barrel there, Takara, aren't you?
I have some really good guests coming. This one lady wrote this really fun book.
I don't know if she wrote two fun books.
Two fun books.
Yes.
Honestly, I was gonna save this for next time, but that first book was honestly one of the best books I've ever read, and it was for children. Yeah. And I was like, this is the best book I've ever read.
Yes, this will be promoted next on the next episode because it's my wife, and the shout out going out is she's written a children's book series, and the second book just came out October 5th. So I will let her talk about it.
Yes, but anyway, such a good book. Okay, back to this nonsense. So... They run out.
We'll tangent as much as we can
to avoid
talking about some of this, won't we?
Oh, so they run outside. So they grab Peter and run outside and hide behind the old hiding behind a newspaper gag, which I love.
Yeah.
And then there's some awful lines about the Orientals being First of all, the Orientals.
Yeah.
Okay.
First off, the Orientals. But before that, we had a nice little vaudeville gag. With Mike says, I knew we were lousy tippers, but this is ridiculous.
Yes, that was a good.
That's okay. I'm like, okay, that's a good gag. That's a good gag right there.
Great joke in this horrible episode.
This had a few gem gags in it.
There are things I really enjoy.
There were a few gem gags. Overall problematic, but a few gem gags. Okay.
So then Mickey says something about I don't know. Somebody says something about Chinese, and can your ears glaze over? Is that a thing that can happen?
Like, what is he about to say? Oh, no.
I just glazed over. And then
this is like, the Orientals are odd in their ways. We can't understand them totally.
No, before that, because that's Davy. I think that's Davy's line. I don't know. But somebody says something about Chinese, and then Mickey says something about Russian. I was like, oh, we're getting geopolitical now. Oh, that's fun. Uh-huh. And then the Orientals are curious people, says Mike, I think.
Yeah.
And then is it Honeycutt that shows up? Who is it that pulls a gun on them?
Yeah.
Is it Honeycutt? Okay.
Yeah, it's Mike Farrell, yes.
And then they get ushered into a car, and then Mike says that the Occidentals are curious people. And
yes.
I'm like, does it make up for it? No, but that's kind of fun. Fun to say Occidentals.
Yeah,
it's fun.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. And we just got, and that's the cold open, everybody. We have
we gotta go to the opening. Boom! Here we come. Right after that.
Oh my gosh!
All this happens before the opening theme.
All right.
We've reached our cringe potential 3 minutes into the episode.
All right, I'm going to tear through this. Okay,
go.
So now I wrote Mike Honeycutt is what I wrote down.
Mike Honeycutt. Well, yeah, you're not wrong.
Right.
You're not wrong.
Okay, so he has three of the monkeys behind one of those big old lights, like the interviews and stuff, and they're like crying and stuff. And he announces that they're the CIS because they can't say CIA. And
he does this weird salute.
Yeah, and then like the weird CIS leader dude, he's so weird, brings Peter out, and he's like, "Oh, it's okay. He accidentally took the info. They're just a rock and roll band. Yeah, it's fine." And then what I really love is when the CIS leader dude is talking to Honeycutt. Yeah. In the background, the boys are all jumping up and down
for joy
because they've been reunited and they're all bouncing, and it's very funny visually.
Peter jumps a lot.
Peter is jumpy in this episode.
Peter jumps a lot.
That's true.
Over the course of the series.
Kind of part of his character, I think.
Over the course of the series, the person who jumped the most was Peter Tork.
Mickey does a lot of jumping.
Mickey does too, but I think Peter jumps more.
Jump.
Yes. Well, it makes sense with the whole Marx Brothers dynamic. Chico and Harpo work together a lot.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Cool. All right. We gotta get through this. All right. So, they explain the doomsday bug. That's like some sort of chemical warfare thing. But then the picture of it...
It's this weird spider. But they're explaining the doomsday bug to the people who have no relevance to... No, they're just a rock and roll band. That's okay. Let them go. By the way...
here's what's going on.
By the way, the doomsday bug
is this top secret thing that I'm going to tell you about and show you a picture of.
Yeah.
Explain it all to you. All right, bye. Bye-bye, rock and roll band. Bye.
It's plot exposition. It has to go somewhere.
And it's funny to me that it's like this chemical warfare thing, but it's like literally a bug.
Yeah.
That really bothered me as a kid, and now I'm like, oh, I guess that's the joke, but it still kind of bothers me that it's a picture of a spider. That's not right. It's a formula for an insect.
Yes.
I don't.
Yes.
All right.
And the same picture.
Oh, that's right. It cuts to
the office of the
Dragon Man
of the China Boy Club.
No, stop saying that. We're not calling it that anymore.
They have menus made.
Just saying.
China Boy Club on the front.
No, they didn't.
Somebody from props had to do that.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did. It's later. But yeah.
No.
There's a prop.
No. Okay. So the Dragon Man, is explaining the same thing, the Doomsday Bug, and why does it have so many eyes? Oh no! All right.
Better to see you with, and
So then they cut back, and then we cut back to the CIS guy, like enlisting the boys and trying to track this down. And Mike, again, the smart one, saying, "No, we're not doing this.
Goodbye." He actually says goodbye,
and then they're like, "Oh, but you know what? They've seen you. They're gonna get them." Now this just happened last episode. The last episode, alias Mickey Dolenz.
Oh yeah,
this just happened where Mickey looks exactly like this mobster,
gangster,
and the cops say, "Hey, help us catch this mobster." And Mike says, "No," and then Mickey tries to leave, and then there's like a drive-by shooting. And so then Mickey ends up trying to help them. This just happened last episode, and they go through the same no. Oh no, now we're terrified. Now we're in trouble. Now we'll help. Mickey, you were just in the mob last episode. I don't understand why you...
And Mike, you understand how this works. Well, Mike's trying to get out of it. It's like, look, we don't want any part of this. And he should have said something about, we just did this last episode.
Just did this. It's fascinating.
See, and what I love, and we didn't get a lot of it in this episode, but they did in other episodes. I love a good fourth wall break.
Right. There was not a lot in this one.
There wasn't a real good fourth wall break.
There's a couple of takes to camera, but very, very few.
Yeah, one of them was our main bad guy.
I missed it. I was looking down. I didn't see it.
And Jake pointed it out. He says, "Yeah, he's probably looking at his agent." And I'm like, "Yeah, probably. He might have been looking at his agent or his wife or his Asian friend with apology in his eyes."
Oh no! Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah, but he looked right into camera. It's kind of a beautiful moment.
So they're looking. Okay, so we cut back to the pad. And they're locking it up. We never get to see them like lock up their pad at night, which is cute. I guess they don't normally do it. They only do it when they get wrapped up in the Chinese mafia, I guess, is when they lock up their pad.
Well, don't landlords like burst in?
That's true, right?
Throughout the course of the series.
Yeah, people just burst into their house.
The landlords
all
just
the
burst
time.
in.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and they're in their cute little dressing gowns, which is adorable.
Yeah.
And they're scary. They're all paranoid and backing into each other in classic cartoon format, back. Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
And then we see the bunny PJs, which I was just talking about, which I believe were borrowed from not the Marx Brothers, because we were just talking about them, but the other
Stooges.
Yes, the Three Stooges.
There you go.
The bunny pajamas, which I want so bad. And just you can see the love affair between Pete and Davy. Y'all, could you see it?
Oh yeah.
Could you see it?
Yeah.
So Peter tells Davy, if something happens to me, I want you to have my sport coat. And Davy's like, "Oh man, nothing's gonna happen to you. You're okay." And then
what color's the
sport coat? And then Peter's like, "Oh no!" And then Davy just playfully kind of pushes his face away, and they're like, "Oh, I love you. I love you too."
Davy was sporting some real Marlo Thomas hair in this episode too. Yes. I mean,
their hair was shiny and beautiful.
Oh, it really was. I mean, it was Vidal Sassoon all the way.
Ooh la la.
I mean, the hair department really stepped up on this one.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, they probably were responsible for the hair for the Chinese people too.
No, don't ruin it. Aw.
You got to recognize the good with the bad. So.
But just Pete and Davy are in love, ladies and gentlemen. That's all we got from that one.
You think about it, like Mickey's hair was the only one that just that went and did its own thing.
Yeah, everybody else's hair. Yeah,
because they took the bag off and it just kind of went. He had real bed head, and everybody else gets to
nice and sleek
and stuff. That's probably why he went to permit.
Yeah, exactly. I think he
couldn't,
was just sick of it.
I think he couldn't get it under control, and he's like, "Well, I'll just permit."
Yeah, who cares? Yeah. All right. Okay. I just. It's not you, Neil. It's this episode.
It really is.
It
love
really
is this
to
episode.
You, but I'm like,
it really is this episode.
We got to get through this.
And PJ said, "Am I going first or are you going first?" I said, "I'm going first. I'll go take the hit on the Chow Mein episode."
Ooh, okay.
She gets to come and see Rosemary.
Oh, Rosemary.
Yeah.
Oh no, that'll be fun, everybody. Join us next. Okay. No, keep listening. It's fun, I promise.
It is fun. It's fun.
All right, so
this is an episode you need to watch under the influence of something.
Oh God! But please make a donation.
Yeah. Go. Yeah. Make a donation, then come back and watch it, and I don't know. I'm too old for drinking games anymore, I think, in my life, but this seems to be every time you hear a gong, you should probably do something.
That's another thing. I haven't talked about how much the Dragon Man uses a little gong.
His little gong. Yeah,
to,
his personal
torture
gong.
his henchmen.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Hits him on the head with it.
It's, oh my gosh. Okay, so the Toto and Chang, I guess, do sneak into the pad and kidnap Mr. Schneider, the dummy. There's so many sound effects I wrote down. So many sound effects because like Mr. Schneider blinks and we get the blink blink noise, and they
pull his string and he gives fortune cookie wisdom or something.
What is that called? An adage or something?
An anecdote.
It is better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. That's what he says.
Yeah, and I immediately thought that's a fortune cookie saying.
Oh yeah, all connections.
Maybe.
Maybe. Yes.
I half expected like the gag after that to be like Dragon Man's. Oh, good, write that one down.
Oh yeah, but there's no reaction at all, is there? There's kind of like
it's just kind of like, huh? Yeah.
That's weird. Okay.
You failed as gag writers. I'm sorry.
Oh man. So then they get Mickey. So then they come back to what it was really cute when they cut back to the pad, and then this is just fodder for all the slash writers out there, because you hear Mike say, "Come on, Mickey, come to bed," or something. I swear he says, "Come back to bed." I'm like, whoa, what's happening? Okay.
Didn't they all share a room though?
They did, but they didn't share a bed. I mean, they had
I don't know.
They're different beds. But anyway, I just thought, boy, if they only knew, writers, if you only knew what was going to be happening years later.
Well, yeah. Actually, of the four though, Mickey and Mike would make the best parents.
Of course. Yeah. Oh my gosh, can you imagine Peter, the character of Peter as a parent? Oh my God.
No.
The worst. Okay. So Mickey gets taken. And we get the joke that is, this isn't Peter. He's like,
you got the wrong one.
All Americans look alike.
Yeah.
I get it. It's a switcheroo. So
said by the English actor.
Jeez.
I mean, if Chang,
that's right.
If Chang had the Asian actor had said
it would have been.
It probably would have been better.
Yeah, but
not great, but better.
The white guy saying it, you're right. It just. It's not. Yeah, you're like,
yeah.
You want to enjoy it, but you can't.
You really can't. You really can't. You're like, I want to laugh at that joke, but it's really bad.
So now the monkeys are back at the CIS offices because
saluting at weird things.
Yes, so that he's so insane. I think I wrote. Did I write? Yeah, I wrote CIS chief is insane. This is what I wrote in my notes.
Yeah,
he almost makes up for. I feel like he knows what's happening in this episode.
Yeah, he's like, I gotta play this hard. I gotta play this weird commander hard
to distract from the racism that's happening in these other scenes.
Oh,
because he's not even in any of those scenes. Thank goodness. Oh my gosh, he and Honeycutt must have been like high five and like, woohoo! We're not a part of that. Did you see that scene?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Oh man. Okay, so they report that Mickey's gone. They get the utter secrecy joke, which still makes me giggle.
Yeah.
Because the monkeys all start saying secrecy.
What are you doing? We're uttering secrecy. That was a good.
I love that.
That's a good gag.
The phone rings. He updates the people on the phone with what's happening. Hangs up the phone. Who was that? I don't know.
Because we're secret. because we're see, and he really had the crazy eyes going.
Yes,
he was really working the crazy eyes.
Very manic, and I loved it.
And it kind of works with utter secrecy. Yeah, can't tell anybody. Yeah, okay, here's the plan. Blah, blah, blah. Who are you talking to? I don't know.
And then but he says, "That's the secret headquarters. Nobody knows where we are or where the thing is." And then and then a child, a lovely Asian child, opens the door. Doesn't even knock. I don't think.
He bursts right in. First off, asks if they want their shoes shined.
Yeah, like nah.
Okay.
And then take your picture.
And you're like, oh, we're just. Did the writers like serve overseas and then come back? Because
I don't know. Okay.
Is that because that seems?
I think. Okay, shoe shine. That's a thing.
Yeah,
right? Shoe shine
in the
boys
60s
are a thing. The camera thing, I think that's just oh no, he's a spy. I think that's all they were going for.
Yeah, I know.
is just
it's probably all we were going for, but
I know where it ended up.
I mean, they were going for a lot of things in this episode,
this one,
and they missed.
I think it was just the little boy's a spy. Oh no! But then we get the cutest pose in the world.
Yeah, when he says to take your picture.
Yeah, they all pose
adorably. And the insane commander and Davy and Peter and Mike all turn and put these cheesy ass smiles.
It's the cutest.
Take your picture? Why, yes.
And then he just walks out.
Yeah, he walks out. There's no Polaroid coming at the end of this.
There's no way to get that picture.
Yeah.
He just takes their picture. Oh boy. All right. So then we go back, and I just wrote down torturing Mickey. My notes got real sparse.
Yeah, because
rope. I wrote down.
Yeah,
rope.
and Mickey's trying to do his Cagney impersonation.
I
a little bit.
I missed it. Oh yeah. Okay. So then Dragon Man tells the henchman to find the monkey to get the cookie and bring the cookie and the monkey back here.
Yeah.
And then we get and then Mickey becomes Bugs Bunny.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Yeah. Essentially.
Mickey becomes Bugs Bunny
it's Monk the Cookie, but
and tries to confuse them.
Duck season, Wabbit season, and
turns them all around, and it's a very long scene, and we have to look at
and the joke goes a little too long.
Way too long.
The joke goes a little too long. It had a high point when Dragon Man got mixed up and goes, oh, he's got me doing it.
Right. That was it. Scene.
Right there. That's where you stop that gag.
Scene.
But no,
then he writes it down. And then there's a thing about reading sideways. Okay.
Yeah.
Which, again, other actors could have been funny.
Yeah.
But now in Blu-ray, I noticed that he was actually reading it the right way, and then Dragon Man turned it the wrong way and ruined the joke.
Yeah.
You can see that in Blu-ray. Couldn't see that on anyway.
Yeah.
So and then he starts swearing in like fake Chinese.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh my god.
The Chinese mumble.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's so bad. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's really not
good. And then I get a genuine, pleasant laugh as we cut back to the pad. And there's like this giant piece of what looks like butcher paper.
Yeah. And Davy comes up. Peter's left a note. And it's as big as Davy. And the thing was, if he'd have left it up there and pointed at it and read it, it would have been fine. But he takes it down to read it. And yeah. And you're like...
I love it so much.
As a sight gag, it was beautiful.
Oh.
It was a beautiful, beautiful sight gag. He's left us a note. And
there's nobody talks. They're just like, okay, all right.
Okay.
And then they're gonna go get
just
Peter.
play it off, and and so Mike and Davy run out to go follow Peter. And
so he says it's my fault that Mickey's been kidnapped.
I'm going to go help Mickey and get him out of this trouble.
It's a far better thing that I do. I mean, the note just goes
Dickens,
on.
Yeah.
It's very funny.
He quotes Dickens on butcher paper with paint. So
I just love the image of like Pete just like laying out this paper on the kitchen floor.
And then stacking it up to the wall
with like a hammer and a nail.
Oh, yeah, that was a good sight gag.
I love that
really...
so much. His giant note. Okay, so... Oh, and then we get Chang has some lines. I think this is Chang's first line.
Yeah, halfway through the episode.
Yeah, when Peter is in there. Is this where you saw the menu?
Yes. This is where because Peter's trying to be all stealthy and hide behind the menu, and like, oh, I'm gonna have one from Plan A. I don't know why Plan A.
Yeah, why is it a plan?
I don't know. Different restaurant. Well, secret restaurant, secret agents.
There you go.
That's. I'm guessing that's the gag.
That's it.
But yeah, he has the China Boy Club menu prop that he's looking over, and I was like, somebody had to go with the American letters in Asian style.
Oh boy,
yeah, right, because apparently that's how they all do it.
Yeah. We've seen that.
So,
we've all seen that.
So China Boy Club menu exists, or existed at one time.
Yeah, sure it's gone now.
Somebody had to print that out on cardstock, possibly laminate it.
Laminate it. Yep.
for this episode.
Lay it out on the table.
Yeah.
Prop table.
So Peter goes back and tries to order one from Plan A, and there's no Plan A.
Yeah, they're out of Plan A.
And Plan B, there's no Plan B. And
how about Plan C?
He says, how about Plan C? Actually, our white Asian.
Oh yeah.
Says, "How about Plan C?" What? And he hits him with the head. And then lovely little throwaway gag here. Says, "No, I don't think I'll like that one at all." And then falls
passes out.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
yay, Peter got a good joke.
Yeah.
All right. Oh wait, what? I wrote down Peter gets camera take. Oh, I think when they're back in the office.
Yeah.
There's some lines.
He did a take to the camera. Probably.
Some lines happened.
Okay.
There was some funny stuff.
Oh, when he's back?
Yeah, when he's back there with Mickey.
Okay, yeah. There's one gag that I liked.
Okay.
Back there when Dragon Man says to Peter, "Oh, how you do this, you do this." He said, "I put my arm in fire for Mickey."
This is it.
And Dragon Man looks at him, "That's a very specialized. What do you call it? A very specialized work.
Yes.
That's very specialized work."
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, that gag had potential.
Right. Yeah, it was somewhere in there, and then Pete's straight camera take. I was like, oh, hi, Peter.
That's very... Yeah, I put my arms on fire through Mickey. That's very specialized work.
Dragon Man is impressed. He's impressed. Anyway, there's a whole thing about ant torture, 10,000 fire ants. I don't want to see what you do, your horrible work. Wait, what is it that you do with the 10,000 ants?
Yeah, the gag doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
But I would like to point out that whenever, and especially from like the 60s and stuff, and I don't know how this started, but it's always the Chinese fill in the blank torture.
Yes, that's always been a thing.
Yeah,
it's Chinese water torture.
It's the Chinese water torture. In this episode, it's the Chinese ice cube torture, which consists of the ice cube is holding a knife above them, and they're slowly melting they're trying to
melt the ice.
They're trying to melt the ice, or in this case, the pieces of gel that are. Clearly not ice. Yeah. Then he's got the lighters up to him. I don't know I swear I saw smoke, so I don't know if he I don't know if the actor hit the gel or if he hit the rope at one point. But
that would work. Just burn the rope.
Yeah,
there you go.
At this point, you just burn the rope. You get right. And of course, they're tied to these daggers that are hanging over Mickey and Peter that really they could just scoot out of the way of.
I imagine
like if it came down, you could headbutt it. And
I imagine it would just fall to the side.
It would just kind of lightly touch your skin and then fall.
Right. Not gonna slice you in two. That doesn't work.
No.
So Davy and Mike have some plans. They're gonna.
We have to have our. No.
Oh,
this isn't the phone booth yet.
No, we're not there yet.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
No, we're at Mike the dad outside saying, "Okay, guys, let's go." And then Davy says, "What?"
He says, "Oh, okay, Davy."
Just okay. It's so sad.
It's like there used to be 4. Oh, that's right. We're rescuing 2 of us.
Oh, it was so sad.
And they go in as food and drugs. Or the good food and drugs.
I don't remember
administration.
It's so dumb. And
right. So they go in and they're gonna see the kitchen or something like this, and they get thrown out.
Right. But Chang gets another line.
Oh, Chang got another line. Okay.
Yeah. So he asks, "Do you serve crabs?" And Chang says,
"We serve anybody."
Yeah, Chang.
Good vaudevillian gag there. So then he throws him out, and Davey says, "Well, that's the last time I'm eating there." And Mike says, "Yeah, they probably don't have good food or drugs anyway."
I enjoyed that. There's good stuff in here, but you have to go through.
There's gems in this swamp.
So much trash. So now Toto has put the ant farm between Mickey and Peter and is encouraging the ants to get him, which kind of makes me laugh. I kind of like him going, "Go get him, get him."
Yeah, in the glass. Hasn't taken the top off. Hasn't poured it on them.
No,
has put the glass
just the ant farm
terrarium
between them.
Yeah, put the glass thing right in between them, and encouraging the ants to bite. And I think even Joey Foreman got tired of the gag.
He's like, okay.
He's like, all right, what else we got?
And then here's where they explain the Chinese ice torture.
Ice cube torture. And then
Mike and Davey come back. And because, like, what?
Because Chinese stereotypes weren't bad enough.
No, let's hit somebody else. Who else?
Let's double down here.
Who else can we get?
How about Italians?
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, let's do Italians with big mustaches. Talking with bad Italian accents.
Glossy glue still visible on the mustache.
Ordering Italian food at the Chinese restaurant.
And what they've got sweaters on.
I don't remember. I thought it was jackets.
They have they have cardigans on.
and hats.
Like hats and scarves. Are Italians cold all the time?
I don't know. These Italians were.
I don't know why that was part of their outfit.
Honestly, like, okay, we're going to hit the Italians pretty hard here. Early on, when you said the original script,
that's right,
had the whooping Indian.
The Indians, yeah. Oh my gosh.
They hit the trifecta in the original script. They got 3 for 3.
Surprised there were no like dancing Zulus somewhere.
Oh geez.
Gosh, they could have really gone for it. I'm sure
like,
there's an award for this somewhere.
Probably somewhere. How many racial stereotypes can we hit in a 30-minute episode?
Gosh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
We do have a continuation of the Mike can't do accents bit.
Yeah.
Because Mike is not doing an Italian accent at all. He's just
Davy's full on in. Davy's
going for it.
Davy has committed to the Italian accent the way the other actor has committed to the crazy eyes commander. He's like, right.
It makes me love Davy just a little bit more.
We're going hard on this one.
The one it's stretchy and a cheesy and his hands are moving as the pizza will stretch.
Yeah.
And they say, oh, we don't serve that. And they're like, oh, we can make it for you. And then they get...
Yeah, we can make it for you. We'll go back in the kitchen and they get thrown out again.
They get stared out. And now we go back to Toto. I hate that I'm calling him by his character's name. I'm sorry, everybody. We go back to white guy melting the ice with the lighters, and then like
burning the rope.
Burning the rope. And Mickey and Peter are trying to explain, we don't know anything. We can't even help you if we wanted to.
We don't know anything.
We're singers. Yeah. That's what we do.
We're singers. It's like, oh, you sing? Yeah, we will sing something for you. And they're terrified. The terrified version of Clarksville.
Meet you station.
Where they're crying and off key.
He's like, you mean to tell you make money singing like that?
And great vaudeville comeback. Didn't say we made money. I said we were singers.
Yay. And now we cut back. Now Davy and Mike are going to dress up as the
Monkee Men and go
save
them. And because in the original one, they were going to get arrested.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
For changing, right? For changing in front, because we have the old lady reaction shot.
That's right. The old lady goes, oh no.
Yeah. She's all, because the thing is, they dip down out of sight.
Right.
Come back up in costume. But somehow even that
is shocking
and scandalous to this
old lady.
This poor old lady who got paid scale for her 3 minutes of film, right?
3 minutes.
3 minutes for, from makeup till...
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
3 minutes from 3 minutes from makeup to thank you, Mildred, you're done.
She was on for like maybe a second.
Yeah.
Maybe.
She's, oh, my dear. And then, you're right.
That's it.
And then David comes out and he's going to up and away. And Mike's like, what's up and away? The restaurant's a block from here.
It's like, oh, I guess you should walk. Yeah, let's walk.
Yeah.
So that was cute.
Another good gag.
And then now they've given up and now they're just going to shoot Mickey.
Yeah, he's like, so you're not worth anything, so I could just straight kill you now.
Right. So bad. Before they're killed. And now, okay, what is this? This is like an actual riddle thing, right? Or is this a story of the doors?
Yeah. The doors 3 lead to certain death, 1 leads to freedom.
Yeah.
Usually it's like a 2-door thing. Yeah. And you have the guards at the door and you have to ask the guards the question.
Right. And it's just like the Lady and the Tiger. Is that a thing? What is
this? The Lady
this?
and the Tiger used to be a thing, and that was like because they always told the Lady and the Tiger was always told the woman that he was in love with signaled which door to open.
Oh, okay.
And so it was, and the question always was, did he open the tiger or did he open the lady? Did he go live happily ever after with someone else, or did she kill him because if she couldn't have nobody else?
That's what that means. Okay.
That's the Lady and the Tiger story. The door to freedom and door to certain death, there's usually a guard. One tells the truth, one lies.
That's what this one.
You have to ask one question: how do you get out? And you ask, he says, which door is he gonna tell me to go out?
Right.
And you take the other one, and whatever. Anyway,
I used to really try to learn all of these things, all these riddles and stuff, like it was going to save my life. Someday I would. Like
someday you would be in a situation.
And then I realized this is just making me tired. I don't need to know.
What was the one that I saw based on old 70s TV and movies? I really thought quicksand was going to be a lot more.
Quicksand was everywhere.
Yeah, quicksand was everywhere. And I was going to need to know how to get out of it.
Right, you got to make yourself flat and crawl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep all that stuff in my head. Like when you fall in icy water.
Yeah.
When am I near icy? I'm not hanging out in Sweden in the winter.
No, you're in Southern California.
There's not a lot
of ice unless you get up into the mountains. And
one thing I never can remember, I can never remember snake stripe combination. Like which one is it? I always try to remember that. Like the yellow and the black. I don't remember. Red.
I don't know.
There's a combination that you have to remember because one is not venomous and the other one is.
And I'm sure that there's something out there that I should need to know.
There's a saying for everything.
But there probably is. But I can tell you right now, if I'm out on a trail and there's a snake, several things have gone wrong to put me into that position. My day has gone very, very badly to where I'm out where snakes might be.
Right. But see, I'm sitting there trying to remember. Okay. Red next to yellow, kill a fella. Yellow next to black, stay in the back. I don't remember.
Black then red, you're going to be dead. I don't know. Yeah.
There's a cute kitty that's staring at me. Yeah. Now they've moved on with their life. But
is it like, is that a cat? No.
Because my ears.
Because your ears. That's another cat. No, it's not.
Okay.
No, it's not.
All right. So anyway, just don't worry about remembering all these life-saving things. You don't have to watch every special.
Here's what you need. You need one of those things that'll break the window of your car.
Yep, got that.
You need one of those. You need probably a first aid kit in the car.
Got that.
And you need to know where it is in your house, and you need to know the emergency numbers.
Yeah, that's
it. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, that's it. You don't have to know
and the fun thing is everybody's like, well, I don't have a landline. I just have my cell phone anymore.
Yeah.
If you're going to call 911, call from a landline because they can trace it easier.
Ooh, I do still have a landline.
Okay, so
I'm an old.
You can call 911 from your phone.
Yeah.
It's just going to take them a little bit longer to respond. If you call it from a landline, they can trace the call easier.
Cool.
And get there faster.
You know what I am worried about?
There's your life-saving tips that you need to know. That's all you need to know.
Okay, I am still kind of worried about earthquakes and landslides. That's still...
Yeah, well, earthquakes is fair because Southern California.
That's still on the forefront.
Yeah.
But there's nothing you can do about
apparently
it.
There was one... What, last week?
Yeah, there was one, like early in the morning. And I was like, missed it.
Yeah, and all of our California friends are like, oh, yeah, slept through it. And I'm like, there was one?
Right, I totally missed it.
Well, because I live far enough south that
But it was pretty close. It was like Inglewood or something.
I don't know.
It was like weird.
I don't know.
Close.
It was like LA. Did you feel, Jake, nothing?
Nope. Jake missed it.
Because really, was it over 4.0? Then it's not worth my time.
Right.
That's the California thing now, right?
Why? I mean, you can prepare, so much. You can have your first aid kit, but it's not like in an earthquake, you're like, oh, if I remember this saying, it'll save me from the falling plaster. What?
Yeah, I don't know. The only earthquake thing I remember is get outside to a wide open area or your door frame. And that's it.
And then there are people that will tell you that you shouldn't do either one of those. But let's not get into that right now. Let's get back to the racist episode. Woo!
Oh, come on. We're doing so well on this tangent.
I know.
We got to go back to the bad? Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Let's go back to the bad.
Let's see. Where were we? Changing.
Bad monkeys.
60 seconds. Oh, they had 60 seconds to choose. Oh, this tiger and the lady got
tiger
us.
Lady, that's right.
All right, 60 seconds to choose.
And so we get the sound effect creature roar.
Yeah.
Then we peek through the keyhole on the second one and get the
movie monster.
The Godzilla Gamera.
It's
rubber.
the
Oh, you know which one it is?
I know which one it is.
Oh, okay.
But I can't remember the name. I keep getting it confused with. Okay, it's the Danish one.
Okay.
It's a Danish monster movie that was
on...
used in the newer seasons of MST3K.
Oh, okay.
In the Jonah Ray episodes.
Is it? Oh, yeah. Where they dig down?
Yes, the drill, and they
dig down. They dig down
monster.
too much.
That's him at the end when he's like in Copenhagen or something, and he's like,
"I'm in Copenhagen."
I love that little monster so much.
Okay.
I can't remember what he's called, and he's popped up, and I realized they use that clip a lot in the Monkees. They've used that clip a lot.
So it's already like public domain stock footage.
So yeah, I guess that Danish movie
lovely
did not do well.
That is lovely.
But anyway, so we get that little guy. Is that every country has a monster?
I don't know.
Was that the first episode?
I don't know.
MST3K fans, where are you?
Yeah.
I think that was the first episode because they made Jonah Ray sing that
I thought
song.
that was Reptilicus was the first episode.
Is that Reptilicus?
I don't know.
Is that Reptilicus?
I don't. I'm going to admit something shameful.
Oh, no.
I don't watch as much MST3K as I used to.
How dare you, an adult with a job and kids?
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. My youngest son, Charlie, has watched the entire Netflix Jonah Ray series multiple times.
I think I'm on 2.5.
Multiple times he has watched them, right? And I tried to get him back into the old ones with Joel and Mike and stuff like this. He's like, he kind of prefers
Wow.
Jonah. And I'm like,
That's cool.
you like it, and because he recognizes Felicia Day and Patton Oswalt,
Right.
and he recognizes the people in it.
Right.
The old one with Joel Hodgson and,
Just like
and
some old people.
he's like, who are those people? Are they famous? I'm like, no. And then like he doesn't care.
Oh,
But
that's a little painful.
but the other fun part is Zach, who is our autistic son. He found it on Netflix once when he would like flip through, and he plays it, and he loves the theme song. He loves. Well, he loves the original one.
Oh,
he
wow.
loves. There was a guy named Joel. Right?
not Mike.
Well, it's not that he doesn't like Mike. I mean, he watch it, but he prefers Joel, and especially when Mike's getting chased around by Pearl in the the Space VW van. Zach was like, okay. Yeah, it's the same music, but it's not the images I like. Right. So he went through this phase where he would play the MST3K theme song. He wouldn't watch any of the episodes. He just liked the theme song, right? So he's playing it once, and I'm like, and I start singing it, and he looks back at me like, you know that, Father, you know this? If I could put words in his mouth, there, he looked at me like this, and he looked back, and he looked at me again. I'm like, yeah, I know this. Right? And he plays it again, and he kind of looks at me again, and I start to sing, and he stops it, and I'm like,
oh no. Oh no, you killed it.
Well, I'm like, do you want to hear me sing or not? and he's kind of, I kind of inferred through this that I was to shut up.
Right. Yeah.
Let me enjoy this by myself, Father, and shut up.
This is mine.
Yes. Shut your foul mouth. How dare you?
That's so funny.
Now he's a lot better. He'll say no, thank you, really loud.
That's helpful.
It is helpful. It is helpful. I'll start saying, he'll go, no, thank you. Okay.
That's so direct.
Well, yeah, it is direct.
I like it.
It depends on how obnoxious I'm feeling. If it's a song I like, singing, he'll come up and be like, no, thank you. And I'll look back at him and I'll sing it louder. And like, this is my song. I want to sing this.
No. Reptilicus, every country. Anyway, I was going to say, Paul and Storm wrote that song. Friggin' hard song.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, here, Jonah, first episode, here, memorize and sing this ridiculously complicated song to see if you are worthy of taking this on.
Yeah.
I still think that's kind of mean.
Yeah, well, but he did it.
He did it, but they did knock over. Some of the monsters started falling over, and I always feel bad every time I watch it. I'm like, oh no, pick it up.
At that point, he's like, I'm getting through this. They
can
fall.
It's like the end.
They can fall.
Right.
They don't have to be standing. If I get through this, that's the take we're using.
Anyway, love Jonah. Okay. All right. So yeah, we see Reptilicus.
Back to the bad.
Back to the doors. Okay.
Back to the bad.
There's a cannon. There's some smoke behind one of the doors, and they're like, oh yay! But
which
now,
I fully expected with the cannon shot and the smoke coming in to see Mickey with like the powder.
Oh, then they could have gotten some blackface in the episode.
Exactly. Exactly. On the nose. You are on the nose with that because I'm like, how could they have done this? And I'm like, they could have had powder, and Mickey turns around in blackface, and they could have had the unholy whatever.
Hat trick.
Yeah.
The KKK hat trick.
Oh my God. And I hate that I thought that. I hate that I thought that in this episode. Because I'm like,
sense.
It would, but there's a part of me that's like, because how much worse could it get? Oh, it could get this worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See what this episode has done to us?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, there's so much bad taste.
Okay, we're almost done.
There's so much bad taste.
We're almost done.
And it's not even like bad taste that's like between you and your friends.
Right. No, not fun bad taste.
Yeah. Which we've had.
Oh yeah. Yep. Exactly.
You were there for the John Young. This is not for public consumption. We'll talk about it after.
All right. That's probably something I've forgotten anyway.
I don't know. You may not have been there for it, and I don't know if the story made it to you. So
I did leave a lot of things. I did duck out of a lot of things in college. Everybody.
It's horrible taste.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, but it's horrible taste between friends.
Of course, which is fun horrible taste. Not like this. All right. So the Monkee Men come in.
Something you broadcast and put out over the airwaves.
Tell this story. First and last name of friends. Just put their address and phone number. Okay.
No.
Monkee Men come in, and then we're saved. Say, Mickey and Peter, and they decide to engage in psychological warfare. And you know what's cute about the Monkee Men is that they have their glasses on. They have their
they have the Clark Kent glasses
on. And I always forget about
while
that.
they're the Monkee Men.
While they're the Monkee Men, they have the glasses on, which
because
is cute.
Because that's the gag is
that you don't recognize them.
You wouldn't recognize them because they're wearing glasses.
Right.
Even though Mike's hat is the same.
Yes. And Davy's like
short. And Davy's 5'5", you know.
Right. So Davy calls the henchman a nail biter. And
his mother never loved him. And this clearly wounds our henchman. Clearly wounds.
Very, very
But
hurt.
he rallies.
Yes, he comes back.
He rallies with "You're short" to Davy.
Oh no.
And the ultimate Davy put down. The ultimate Davy put down is Davy's always short.
Yeah. And so Davy is clearly hurt. He's like winces a little bit. But then he counters, well, no, not counters. The follow-up, the uppercut is, and you have no ear for music.
Oh yeah, and that's the one that got Davy.
Like,
that's the one that gets Davy. And he has to tag out. He has to tag Mike in from the corner, and Mike comes in with his. You're ugly. You're ugly. You're ugly, so ugly, 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 ugly. Nobody likes you, especially me. and this is debilitating.
Yeah. That does it.
And Dragon Man
gets irritated.
And starts berating.
I don't remember.
Starts berating the two of them.
I was just happy that this episode was almost over.
To the point where Mike and Davy give the "Hey, come on, let's get out" while they're arguing.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Yeah, let's go while they're busy arguing, and they get to the door.
Oh wait,
and,
no, but you skipped another dumb thing.
Sorry.
Hold on, dumb thing that was skipped. They pretend that they have the bug.
That's right.
Davy and Mike pretend that they have. Oh, the Doomsday bug. I've got the bug.
I've got the bug right here in between.
And then Dragon
non-existent.
Like, no, they don't have the bug. And the henchmen are like, "Oh no, we don't get the bug."
Yeah.
And then he pretends to throw it on them. And it's real dumb.
And the Dragon Man clearly sees through the charade.
But the henchmen don't.
And clearly has a weapon and doesn't use it.
No. Where'd the gun go?
I don't know. Yeah, he had a gun when he tricked him into in the whole Lady with the Tiger door.
Yeah, there was a gun.
You said that led to freedom. I didn't say positively.
Right,
yeah. And he had the gun. And then
oh my God.
I don't know. He set it on the table. Maybe put his gong over it or something.
And there were knives earlier. Anyway.
Yeah, there's all these weapons, but
nobody's using them.
He's berating his henchmen because they're jumping around,
afraid of this,
because the bug is apparently in their clothes,
right,
or something. And beautiful because Davy did the "Hey, watch this," and he did like the ping pong serve. He threw it up and then boop, and with his hand like he ping pong served it into their clothes, and they're all jumping and writhing around.
And Davy says like, "Ooh, it's on him now."
Ooh, it's on him now. And the dude with the ants is apparently the henchman who has the ant farm.
Oh yes, yeah.
Apparently he can't handle the bug either.
Yeah,
but he's got ants.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Well, he didn't let the ants out of the farm.
That's true. He didn't. He just encouraged them to bite through the glass, apparently. Because that's how his ants attack.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, so the non-existent spider, he is creeped out by. And but truth be told, if you saw a spider and it suddenly disappeared,
oh yeah, that's me all the time.
You'd be like convinced it's in your clothes.
Yeah, that's me. Like that happens to me at least once a month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they try to sneak out, and
it's a fair reaction.
Yeah,
is what you're
totally
saying.
fair. Yes,
okay.
If somebody said they had a bug, and
it was on, and it's on you now. You'd totally be like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, that would work on me.
Yeah. I think you'd flail more than they did, but
Yeah, maybe. They try to
gotta stay in frame.
They try. That's right. They have to like stay.
You gotta stay in frame. We only got one camera. You can't you guys can't get out of frame.
Just sort of wriggle in one spot.
Yeah.
They try to sneak out, and then like the Mater D is there with a gun. Who's this guy?
Yeah, that's where the gun went. Apparently,
that's right.
Is he came in and picked it up at some point.
And then we have our song. We have Auntie Griselda, everybody.
Auntie Griselda.
Let me tell you, Neil sang so loud.
Oh yeah,
I should have turned and said, "No, thank you."
Yeah, you should have. You really should have. You really should have, and I would have. Actually, no. I would have gotten.
Yeah,
I would have gotten closer and sang louder,
right?
Because that's the kind of obnoxious friend I am. But I did make a point during this, and you're like, "I'll save this for the podcast." And I'm like, "Did they pick Auntie Griselda because it sounds the most Asian?"
That hurts me because I think that's a very good point.
You know,
it does have that riff.
It has that at the beginning is a
oh god.
And I'm like, is that why this one was chosen?
That's awful. Way to ruin it. Neil.
I'm sorry.
Thanks a lot.
I'm reacting to what they broadcast out into God and everybody in 1966.
Oh boy.
Right?
Yeah. At first I was like, yeah. Now it was like, oh, the saving grace is the song, and now I can't even enjoy.
Well, here's the thing. Once you get past that and you get to Peter singing, Peter singing Auntie Griselda is by far, in my opinion, one of the most underrated Monkee songs ever.
It is. It was always one of my favorites.
It's because it's out there. It's a little. There's a little commentary in there.
Mm-hmm.
Your aunt doesn't like me, and I don't really care.
Right.
She thinks I'm a beatnik or whatever, and you're listening to her.
Right.
And basically piss off. Yeah.
No bird of grace ever lit on
Auntie Griselda. Oh yeah.
Good
and
line.
it really is. And then he goes into his and making the kid noises.
Victor Borga sounds or something.
I don't know. I always thought he was making I can have a tantrum too. Look.
That makes sense. I never tried to make sense of it. I was just like,
oh no, yeah.
That's something that happens in the song. Right?
Shoot, when I first heard the song when I was 5, that was the best part of the song. Right. He's making noises. He's going on the record. He got paid to do this. He got paid to stand at the thing and go.
Yes.
I want this job.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, CP. I did
like
get
like an old Spike Jones album or something, you know?
Yes. I did get to see him do that song live at the Pantages. So
and
it was like one of the best moments of my life.
And did he?
Yeah.
He did it all.
Noises. Yeah, he kind of danced around a little bit. It was really cute. I was very excited.
Good.
Yep.
Because honestly, while it's a good song, it's incomplete without the noise.
Oh yeah, you have to do that part.
It's incomplete without the
Yeah, it was adorable. We get full on three doors Scooby-Doo hijinks.
Yes, I wrote Scooby-Doo down too.
So good.
I wrote Scooby-Doo down as well.
So you have those 3 doors in a row and people opening and closing, going in and out of the doors.
Running out of one, running into another.
Chasing each other.
Yeah.
There's some
going
good bits.
going in order this way and then coming back in the opposite order.
Right.
And then I knew this was going to happen when the 3 guys came out. There were 3 girls who showed up from wherever.
Yeah, where girls come from
the secretary pool, apparently. Hey, girls, you want to be in a Monkees episode?
The girl pool.
Yeah. Come on.
No, I'm sure there was a girl pool.
There probably was. Hey, you guys are going to be in the Monkee episode. Oh, do we have any line? No, you're running around the chase scene for the music. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So these 3 girls show up from wherever, from backstage or makeup trailer or wherever they were hanging out. They go running through, come back, and then they're chasing everybody else.
Right.
And then Peter and Mickey and Mike each come out holding one, carrying one, like over the threshold,
bride style.
As soon as I saw that, I was like, the ape's bringing Davy in.
Yes, because a person in a gorilla suit has shown up.
Yes, along with the women, they were like, well, what about Dave here? And like, well, Dave, we can't have Dave on there. He hasn't signed a waiver. Well, what if we put him in a gorilla suit? Okay. You know, we've got the gorilla suit. We've got the gorilla suit. Put him in the gorilla suit. So Dave's in the gorilla suit and comes out carrying Davy bride style, and Davy does the shrug at the camera.
I'm short. What happens?
This ape's gonna take me back and do stuff too. I don't know what.
Take Neil. You went.
Well, what are the other monkeys doing with the women?
They're putting them down and they go back to the girl pool. That's what happens. Thank you. Thank you. Here's your check or whatever. See you next episode. Yeah. That's what happens.
Yeah.
Kitty cat. Yeah. Kitty cat went meow.
So we have our chase scene.
Yeah, chase scene. There's chickens involved.
Yeah, which 3 live chickens suddenly come out and get handed to the henchmen who look like they've never seen chickens before.
What's cute is that at first they're perfectly happy. So Mike ushers them out of the door like they've just had a lovely dinner.
Yes. Thanks for coming by, guys.
Right. Yeah. And they're shaking hands and saying goodbye. And they're all pleased and like, what a nice time we've had. There's no dialogue, but this is what we imagine they're saying.
This is happening during the song, so yeah.
And then the other boys come out and give them chickens, like a going away present.
I don't know. Come out and hand chickens to them.
And they're like, oh, thank you for the chickens. And they're like holding the chickens.
3 of them.
And then there's a beat and they're like, oh, chickens.
Yeah.
They panic.
Drop the chickens. The chickens are dropped.
Flopping.
They're not set down normally like the girls back to the secretary pool. No, these chickens are dropped. And one's kind of like tossed
into the air. Yes,
before he drops.
There have been previous these. I shouldn't say it. Who knows? These are the same chickens. Who knows? Chickens have appeared in previous episodes.
They're probably the same chickens.
Randomly.
They're probably the same chickens.
Probably the same chickens. Randomly in Monkees a la mode.
Who are selected for their, fine coloring and good demeanor.
Only the best chickens.
Only the best.
Only the finest.
And well-behaved chickens get to be on the Monkees episodes.
They were throwing chickens around during the romp and the Monkees a la mode episode.
Yeah.
It's just chicken abuse.
Peter would not be happy.
No. Yeah. So unhappy.
Yeah.
The doomsday. Okay, so this episode's got it all. We've got Yellowface.
Animal abuse, bad Yellowface. Bad Yellowface. Not even good Yellowface.
Yeah, racist jokes. We've got
Italian stereotypes.
Chicken abuse.
Dude in a gorilla suit.
Just random sexualization of women.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Is it really sexualization though when they turn around and start chasing everybody else?
That's just an excuse. Come on, we all know it because it starts off with them chasing the women. It starts off that way.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, it's like because oh no, we switched it around, so it's okay. You still started off with them chasing.
No, fair enough.
It's just like the other. It's just like the reason why some of their other jokes don't quite work. Like the accidentals are suspicious people. It's like well. Okay, but you did.
But you started with the Orientals,
so you don't get credit.
So throwing it into reverse doesn't help,
right?
Yeah.
It doesn't. Oh, okay. All right, we're almost. All right. So then, near the end of this romp, they have what is that? Is it called cotton batting? Is what I've written down. I don't know if that's a thing.
Yeah. To put in their ears.
Yeah, they've
because they're using the big gong as a weapon
to subdue the bad guys,
to stun the bad guys. Luckily, we do not hear the gong. This is also under the song,
right?
So we don't hear them hit it time and again. But we do see lovely reaction shots from our bad guys
shaking,
who stand and vibrate because
the gong is
is so loud. Yes, they do the Warner Brothers. They Warner Brothers. I mean, really, the only thing that was missing was putting the big pot over the three of them and banging on the side.
Yeah, that's good.
The
ways that the Monkees has subdued their enemies. A lot of it is like making them dizzy.
Yeah.
Just surrounding them with a rope, a banner. Just as long as you can surround your enemies, they are now subdued.
Yes.
And now we've added just hit a gong, loud noise,
sonic assault.
Yeah, loud noises. And then the CIS come in
while they're banging the gong still. So the CIS and Mike Farrell get to do a couple little wiggles.
Ooh, yeah, but they're far away.
They're like, yeah, but that's like, that's harsh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And our leader,
our crazy man
leader does a couple. And I think he sold his more again.
Yeah, he definitely did.
I think he did. He was pushing it hard.
And then they escort the bad guys out.
BJ Honeycutt takes them and ships some of them back to Korea.
Oh no. No, Neil, no.
Oh, sorry. No. Sorry, I got the wrong Asian stereotype.
No. I'm so sorry, everybody.
No.
Oh.
But no, he sends some of them to jail.
And
then meets up with some of them afterward and says, "Hey, we're doing this show based in Korea.
Neil.
Keep your resumes open for some of the actors."
Neil.
It was a bad time. It was a bad time to be Asian in Hollywood.
Oh boy.
It was a bad time to be Asian in Hollywood. Ask George Takei.
Oh boy. Oh yeah.
But
okay.
So
the
everybody's out. They all go, and then
the CSS agents is saying, "Good job, boys,"
with the cotton in their ears,
and they're smiling
like,
and nodding at each other.
What?
Good job.
And they take the cotton out of their ears, and of course he yells it. What then?
Oh no! Ow! No, that was loud.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you think the episode is over, and you start to relax a little bit.
Well, and then
you come back, and they're back. They're still in the Chinese restaurant.
Well, everybody has left.
Yeah.
And the guys sit down to eat at a restaurant that is now empty.
Because they're hungry.
Well, yeah, they're hungry. Who knew? Because Mike says, who knew saving the world will work up your appetite?
Saving your country.
Saving your country. Oh, yeah. Who knew that saving your country would work up such an appetite? And Davey responds with, "Hey, I'm English and I'm still hungry." Right. Which was a nice little throwaway gag.
Is very cute.
A nice little throwaway gag.
Oh, boy.
But there's nobody in the restaurant
they're
anymore.
They're eating somebody's leftover food.
Or they sit down to eat somebody's leftover food, but they're looking at the menu of the China Boy Club restaurant.
Stop saying the name of the restaurant. Stop.
Like they're going to order something.
They are? They're looking at the menu?
Mike, I think, starts looking at it.
Oh, boy.
I think he starts looking at it like he's going to order something, like they haven't just arrested everybody that's in the restaurant and the kitchen's empty.
You're right. You're right. I thought they were just going to like chow down on some
Well,
leftover
they started eating rice. Davey's eating rice over there, and I think Mickey was too. So they're eating somebody's leftovers at the table.
Just gross.
But Mike's like full on going to order. I'm like, Mike, did you not just see?
Mike, who are you ordering from?
Did you not just see the entire kitchen staff get called out in handcuffs?
You're supposed to be the smart one.
Yeah.
Mike.
And then Peter finds a fortune cookie.
Oh, no, Peter.
And Peter finds a fortune cookie and opens it up and says, you guys, my fortune says I have to leave right now. Why is that, Peter? Well, I have to go meet this tall guy on the corner with a carnation in his pocket, and I have to give him this, and then he's going to take me to see this woman,
Peter.
and they lift him up by his shoulders and walk him out of the restaurant. End credits.
And then it was like, it's over. No more stereotypes. No, it's all over now.
No,
you can sleep now.
It's just end credits and
just end credits. Nobody else is gonna pop up and do a caricature. Oh my gosh, it's so tiring.
It was cringe festival. It was a whole lot of
so bad.
It was a whole lot of 1960s.
This is what's funny to us.
Yeah. And I mean, fair and not fair, but I mean, throughout what 75, 76, a good decade of this. Mm-hmm. I mean, we were talking about Murder by Death.
Yeah.
And Peter Sellers. And that was 70, that was like 75, 76. Mm-hmm. And that's Peter Sellers in full Asian makeup.
And I would just come on the TV and we'd just be like, yay, let's watch this funny movie.
Well, here's the problem. It was hilarious.
Right.
Murder by Death is hilarious. But you got to take that bitter pill of Peter Sellers.
Yes.
You got to take that bitter pill. You got to take that medicine of Peter Sellers being that, and they make fun of the speech patterns of Peter Sellers. And, they do.
Oh yeah, we skipped that in this. I just realized we skipped one of those.
Oh, make the speech pattern jokes.
Clutches.
Oh God, yes. I have you in my crutches. And Mickey's like, your crutches? What are you talking about? Not crutches, crutches. Okay, yeah. So we had
have brought it up. Sorry.
No, I mean, like you say, you gotta take the bitter pills sometimes. You gotta sit and take the medicine sometimes.
Boy.
The Monkees as a whole, fantastic series. We love it. They're great episodes. We've talked about them, but every once in a while you get one of these that you're like, oh. My goodness, no. You horrible, horrible people that may have been my grandparents. Because you hear some of these jokes, and growing up outside of Chicago, as I did, I had a family member who was a police officer in one of the suburbs. Mm. Love him. He was a fantastic man. Your family member. He would help you out and do this stuff. And he told some of the worst racist jokes I've ever heard in my life, to the point where he would say it and you'd be like, oh God, you can't say that,
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Right. And it's, and the thing was, he married a Mexican lady. Right. And he would go visit her family in Mexico, and he'd come back and he would make the Mexican jokes after visiting the family. But he also said, no, I love him. And I'm like, okay, but
wow, that's complicated.
Yeah, it really is. And I think a lot of times with this stuff that we love from the late 60s into the mid to late 70s, like, oh, I love this movie. And then you go back and you watch it and you're like, oh, I forgot that part.
Right.
I forgot that. And like sometimes you willingly forgot that part, or sometimes you were like, that was really funny when I was 5 and didn't know better.
Exactly.
And now it's not.
Right.
And so
you don't even have to go back that far.
No, you do. You don't. I mean, you can go back to, you go back to what, the 90s for what's it, gay jokes.
Yep, some Friends episodes.
Oh yeah,
didn't sit well. Did not age well.
Oh no. The friend, and we went and watched. We went to a taping first season of Friends.
Oh yeah.
Yep, we got to. I think, was it the Athenians?
Was it a fundraiser?
Fundraiser back when.
Right.
For those of you that don't know, the first season of a show, they will often pay audience members to come and sit and be in the audience to kind of build up publicity and stuff for the show. And Friends was one of those. And the group that we were with, they said, hey, if you can bring X number of people, we'll give your group $100, $150. I don't know.
Neat.
Something like that. So we got to go, and we sat in the Friends episode that we watched was the one with the blackout.
Okay, checking my memory banks. Don't remember it.
Okay,
go on.
New York City blacks out. This was part of the big NBC
was
thing.
This the crossover?
With the crossover with Mad About You, the crossover with Friends, the crossover with Seinfeld.
There was like a model on this episode.
Yep.
Who was that?
Jill Goodacre.
Oh, wow.
Because Chandler calls up and Ross answers, I guess, because the phone lines aren't down because it's only electricity. But the cordless phone somehow still works.
Okay.
Anyway, he says, and he goes, on trip, Jill Goodacre. And Ross like, what? And he's like, put Joey on the phone. And Joe's like, yeah, on trip, Goodacre. Oh my God, Chandler. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, we saw that one.
Oh,
that was the episode that we saw.
One.
And we were watching when it came on, and you can actually hear me laugh before everybody else does, because the joke was apparently funny to me like a split second before everybody else. Where they're all sitting around and say, where's the weirdest place you've done it? And Phoebe says, Milwaukee. Being from Chicago and making fun of Wisconsin people all the time, she says Milwaukee, and I'm the first chortle you hear. I'm like, and then everybody joins me.
I will look for that.
Yeah.
Yay.
So yeah, I got the joke a half a second before the rest of the audience did. So
I have a bad habit of for me,
yeah,
it's like I have this habit of being, I'm the smartest person in the audience.
Yes.
And I will find myself purposely laughing ahead of everybody else just to prove to the performers I got the
joke first.
I get it. I'm like you. It's a terrible, terrible habit that I have that I've been trying to work on.
So on that note, for next episode, with your next guest, you need to ask her about laughing at theater performances.
Oh, okay.
Because without giving too much away, she had a particular idiosyncrasy about laughing at theater performances. Okay. So you need to ask her about that.
I will. I'm writing that down. Oh, looking at my notes, I could see it is time for Park Coffee Bank Shins. That's not the right order. But that's what I'm calling it, Park Coffee Bank Shins. So, Neil.
Bank Shin Park Coffee.
It's got to end with shins because this is how I like to say it.
Okay.
Which monkey would you like to go to the park with? Which monkey would you like to have a coffee with? Which monkey would you like to rob a bank with? And which monkey would you like to kick in the shins?
I'd rob a bank with Mickey.
Interesting. Why?
Because he's going to do his Cagney thing the whole time. He's going to do his Jim Cagney. His James Cagney the whole time.
All right.
We'll get arrested, but we'll be laughing the entire time. Yes. You dirty rat. Yeah. Okay. I'm down. I'm down. I'd probably get coffee with Nesmith.
Okay. Why is this?
Because his sense of humor, especially after leaving the Monkees, when he did like Elephant Parts and that, it was that kind of obscure, dry, off the wall kind of humor, which I really like. Okay. Yeah, I'm a big fan of dry humor, and he seems to have that in spades. And somehow I think sitting and chatting over coffee and stuff like this would give me a little bit of insight into, okay, your brain works like, okay, I see how your brain works. It goes like this.
Yes, that would be interesting.
You're
left with Park and Shin.
I know, and unfortunately, I'd kick Davey in the shins just because.
Always Davey.
Just because.
Same.
Just because you're cute and you're British and you know
he's adorable.
Yeah, people all like you, but something tells me you're not that nice. Yeah,
he's not.
Right? Because you're British. Boom. But I'd go to the park with Peter.
Yay!
And I would specifically go to the park with Peter to do all the dueling that he did for the right? For the heiress. For the heiress.
Oh God, that one has 2 names. That episode has 2 names. So
yeah.
But
you know you know the one. Forget That Girl is the song, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's got the beautiful comic villain.
Oh my gosh, he is with a cape.
Yes, yes.
So good.
Ronnie is his name or something.
Oh, Ronnie. Oh,
yeah, and he comes up with the cape, right? But Peter and I would go to the park, and we would have the duels with the guns that don't shoot anything but this.
Yes,
right. We'd Indian wrestle. You know, we'd shoot marbles. We'd do all that.
Okay,
that's what the day at the park with Peter Tork would look like for me.
Yes. So you would just reenact that.
Yeah, we're gonna reenact that. And if you beat me at marbles, I will be like Ronnie and I'll try and eat a marble. Because
why?
I don't know. Because and I will look that actor's name up later.
I love him so
But Ronnie, because he was on more than one episode for the Monkees. I'm pretty sure he did 2 episodes.
Yes, you're
right.
Monkees,
He
did
right?
one later on.
And again, as a comic villain, because
he's so good.
Because he was so good as that comic foil for them, right?
Why does he eat the marble?
Because he eats everything when he loses, right? Like he eats his cape when
you're. Oh my gosh, Neil, you're right.
At hopscotch, when he loses at hopscotch, he tries to eat right. He eats everything when he loses.
Oh my gosh, my mind is blown.
So the marbles, he loses at marbles. He reaches, grabs, and he tries to eat them, and he chokes on one.
I did not even notice that was like a specific character choice that he had made consistently.
Yes.
Through the episode.
He eats, whenever he loses, he gets so mad he has to eat something. And it is, there are few moments of comic genius that show up in the Monkees, and I gotta look this guy up.
Oh my gosh. Okay, everybody, don't watch Monkees Chow Mein.
Really don't watch Monkees Chow Mein.
Go back and watch One Man Shy, Peter and the Debutante.
Peter and the Debutante.
Because, oh my gosh.
Is that? One Man Shy?
George Firth.
George Firth, yes.
Ronnie Farnsworth.
As Ronnie Farnsworth. George Firth.
Just watch that one again. Episode 13.
George Firth.
Is a genius.
George Firth I don't want to say he carries the episode, but George Firth is the foil that the Monkees needed. And especially Peter, because the beautiful thing is Peter, he learns to be himself. He does what comes naturally for him, right? Even though she's, she's out of my league. Just be yourself, Peter, right? And she likes him for himself. And and Ronnie swoops in with the cape. Like Dracula. I mean, and he's even Bela Lugosiing it when they're dancing. He comes in Bela Lugosiing it, and it's beautiful. It is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Yeah. And even this, at the end when they're singing "You Just May Be the One" is the song there. Yes. And he says, First dance is mine. And Ronnie comes up, no.
All right, that's it. George Firth is the MVP of this episode, even though he wasn't in it.
He wasn't in the episode. Seriously, go back and watch One Man Shy. Watch George Firth. Watch his reactions. Watch his over the top and down the other side.
Yes,
comic villainy. It is beautiful. It is almost, dare I say, Daffy Duck-esque.
Right. Yes. He's clearly in a cartoon. He knows exactly what show he is on.
We are not playing this serious by any means, and you have to be the villain. Okay, I can do that.
I will have a literal cape. I really want to know, did they give him a cape, or did he go, I want a cape?
I choose to believe he wanted it.
I think so too.
I choose to believe
he's like, I'm
going to wear the cape. And everybody's like,
what?
George, what?
What
he said, no, stick with me here. I want to do this.
swoop,
and then the people in the way, and he kind of has to
go around
them. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's what we're ending on George Firth.
We're ending on George Firth because he's hilarious.
Because he's great. And
he really is.
Even though we hated this episode, we've talked for so long.
This episode is so bad. It's so bad, and I willingly threw myself on this episode so that my wife
save PJ,
so that my wife, who's the next guest, would not have to sit through it. I want you to know that, and I knew it was going to be bad. I mean,
Thank you.
When you messaged me, I'm like, are we picking episodes, or are we? You're like, oh no, we're going through it by this, so we're on this episode. And I looked at his Monkee Chow Mein, and I saw him in the Chinese restaurant, and the first words out of my mouth were, "Oh no!"
Yes, don't make PJ do this.
Oh no! Yeah. So
Thank you for your service.
I stepped in, and I'm like, yep, I want to take this bullet because this is gonna be awful. This is gonna be awful.
It's a far better thing.
It's awful. And poor Jake is watching us just
go through it.
Just
talk about everything but the episode.
Relive it. Well, and we're reliving it again, and Jake's like trying to be intently. I don't want to hear about this episode at all. I'm gonna find something interesting on my phone. Please stop talking about this episode. It's so bad.
Yes. Okay. All right.
All
right. Thank you so much, Neil.
Thank you for having me. This was a kick.
This was fun.
This is a kick, and this is more fun than I probably should have had with it.
Yes.
But and look, we made it through the entire episode without bringing up any collegiate inside jokes.
Yeah. There was no.
Yeah. There was no collegiate inside jokes.
Okay,
Leave it at that.
Yeah,
we can talk about that. The podcast people are like, what the hell are they talking about?
We don't care. They say we don't care. All right. So, and I forgot to look up a review. Oh,
for what?
Well, because I would like for people to subscribe and leave a rating and review on Apple Podcasts.
Oh, okay.
And I forgot to look up a review. So,
like you said, you haven't been doing this for a while. You're kind of getting back in the
exactly.
Getting back in the swing.
I was so excited to be back in the studio that I forgot to look up a review. So find us on all social media at Monkees Podcast. Remember, that's Paw, Paw, and support the show by getting official podcast merch at dragonwagonshop.com. And you can find Neil wandering about the Southland
right now. Yeah. We got a couple irons in the fire.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll update you all on where to find Neil.
If I do have something to promote, I will call you and say, all right, I'm ready. Let's do a non-racist episode, and I can
I'll try to find
we'll do a non-racist episode, and I can promote something.
Okay. All right. Did I remember? Is that everything? Is that everything I say at the end? This is weird.
I don't know.
It's weird.
Back in the studio.
It's nice though. Thank you, Jake.
Thank you very much, Jake.
And I think we're gonna wrap it up here. Share with me, everybody, at Monkees Podcast. Who is your bank park coffee shins person?
Coffee bank park shins.
I almost said
shins have to end.
What stereotype would you like to have seen in this episode? No, don't tell me that. Don't tell me that.
If they were going to do the Indian scooter, they gotten the guy from F Troop to do it. I don't know.
We're almost out.
It's so bad.
All right, and the next. Maybe I could talk about what the next episode will be.
Yes, talk about the next episode.
Next episode.
It's going to be so much better than this one.
Oh yeah, it's the one with Rosemary.
Rosemary from the Dick Van Dyke Show.
Yes, just so good. I followed her on Twitter for a long time.
Yeah,
she's so nice. So we're at Monkee Mother. Monkee Mother. Oh, that's not the next episode. We have an episode before that.
What?
The episode before that is Monkees on the Line.
It is?
Yes. Because I have other guests. I don't know if you know this.
No.
But I have other guests that aren't related to you.
No, I know that.
Okay.
Because you're popular. You are.
That was funny.
You are. But on IMDb, it lists Monkee Mother as the next episode.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm confused. Monkee Mother is next. And then after that is Monkees on the Line. Okay, so Monkee Mother, yes. So Millie, Rosemary plays Millie, and it's very sweet. And we get like a whole, older people get to fall in love on this episode.
We get a little Millie backstory too, don't we?
Yes, it's sweet. All right.
It is a good one.
Join us for Monkee Mother. And I'll check in, leave a review. I love you all. Thank you. Bye. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Scott and I over here, along with
Jake Lloyd Bacon.
We're both actors and comedians, but far more importantly, we're both professional wrestling fans.
Pro wrestling is a blast. It is over the top, it is ridiculous, it is comedic, dramatic, and everything in between.
And so is our show. We talk about old wrestling.
We talk about new wrestling.
We talk about wrestling in the future.
We talk about wrestling in our fantasies.
So tune in at pwpowskis.com or wherever you're listening to this podcast right now.
It's Dragon Wagon.